It's Mon Mothma's HoloNet, and we're just posting on it. Welcome back to Mothmanet News and our 50-day countdown to the Mask of Fear by Alexander Freed. Today's day 41. We're talking about Editor Tom's list of 100 things about the Mask of Fear. Personally, I really loved this list, and I had a few laughs, and I've been enjoying seeing my friends who are excited for it react to the list and, kind of lose their shit in some places. Some of them have asked me a couple of questions, and I just love not being able to tell them anything. It's a great joy in my life when I have to keep a secret. I'm not going to go over the entire list, just some of the things that I feel strongly about, with a little bit of a focus on Mon Mothma. What do you expect? This is the Mothmanet. So let's begin. Number 7 is about the chapter names, including things like No One Cares and The Haunting of Bail Organa, and how each chapter has its own name. And I really do love that each of the chapters have their own name. It's a lot of fun in my opinion, and these titles are just wonderful. I fully intend on talking about the chapter titles in depth at some point, and the way that they were a factor in my reading this book so quickly. It's hard to put down a book when the next chapter title is staring you in the face, and it's so intriguing that you just have to keep going. There is no way to describe it other than it makes one very excited to just keep reading. As a kid, I really liked when chapters had their own titles, and this feels like a throwback to that. Not enough adult books have individual chapter titles, I think. Number 20 reads, Mon Mothma, a master politician who believes, like so many, that opposing Palpatine is part of the regular game of politics. She doesn't yet realize Palpatine stood up from the game board years ago, and she's playing against shadows. I think this is a very eloquent way of putting what Mon is going through during this whole situation. She's, at her core, a politician. She also, at this point, lacks a lot of the knowledge that other players like Bail are aware of. This goes into numbers 21 and 22 that discuss how Mon and Bail are allies, but their friendship is strained. This is in part because of the secrets that Bail is keeping close to his chest and how they just cannot speak plainly and truthfully to one another. And the thing is, while reading this book, I know some people are going to come down really hard on Mon, but can we really hold her accountable for the things that she does not know? Things that she is not meant to know? I don't think that that's fair, personally. Remember, Mon is missing during key events of Revenge of the Sith. I'm not talking about the deleted scenes, I'm talking about the actual plot of the film, where Bail is made privy to certain key pieces of information that he can't just be sharing with others, especially because he has people to protect. He has his wife, he has Leia. He also, in some ways, has to protect Mon. He can't just be like, Palpatine's a Sith Lord. My daughter? It's Padme's kid. He can't just be saying these things. He's like, hey, you know what? Actually, I know the truth about what happened to the Jedi. He can't just do this because Mon is going to ask questions. She's going to want proof of these things, right? Because that's what she cares about. This further goes into 25 and 26 that describe what Mon and Bail want. In Mon's case, to restore the Republic and keep the power in the Senate for all time, and in Bail's case, to avenge and absolve the Jedi, so that it does not become the work of future generations, specifically Leia. Their motives and stories make perfect sense, in my opinion. They are different characters, they're going to have different motives, and I really enjoyed that. And I hope that readers do as well. Number 37 is in regards to Senator Maroy, a new character who may not necessarily be on Mon's side, but he also isn't actively working against her. Personally, I think he's deeply interesting, and I hope that others like him as well. We've been introduced to him in the excerpts that we've been shown, and I really do like him and his interactions with Mon. Originally, I thought that he was just one of those god-awful, let me be the devil's advocate guys, but the way that he makes Mon think about things is very important. Questions I think we should all be asking ourselves about the way that we interact with politics in our real world. Number 38 is about Perrin, and it says, Perrin Firtha, Mon Mothma's lesser half, does appear, and we learn more about their marriage and relationship. He's still the worst. Now, we all know from when I discussed Perrin and his relationship with Mon that I have strong feelings about them and how I hated him less in The Mask of Fear than I do in Andor. I am still of the mind that in this book there is still hope for him to be better, but by the time of Andor, he has hit the rock bottom of shitty husband and shitty person territory. I have a lot of very complex feelings about Perrin, even though I had a feeling that he was going to be in this series from the moment it was announced. And so I was prepared. I still didn't want him there. it should be me by Mon's side. I'd be so much better to her. Numbers 39 to 41 are some of my favorite things on this list. Number 39 is Queen Brea Organa. Bail Organa's better half does appear. We just think she's neat. 40 is so does tiny infant Leia Organa. She's never done anything wrong in her life. 41, Bail Organa, huge wife guy, also major girl dad, but you probably already knew that. Yes. I love how Perrin was referred to as Mon's lesser half, and then Brea is referred to as Bail's better half. I love how true both of those statements are, and how Bail would 100% refer to Brea as his better half. It's just so funny to me. I feel like I need to call Perrin Mon's lesser half more often. Also, 40 sounds like it was written by Bail. His little girl grows up to defraud the Empire and piss them off habitually, and he still thinks that she's perfect. Anyways, you can see his pride over her defrauding the Empire in the Rebel Files, which is slightly out of reach right now. I'm not going to worry about grabbing it. 41 might be one of the truest things ever written about Bail Organa, and that's just a fact. His whole reason for being is his wife and daughter. That's it. He's just a wife guy. He's just a girl dad. That's what he wants to do with his life. Number 57 is about how there are significant time jumps between the three books. This may sound horrible, but I was hoping this wouldn't be the case. It's a very low chance that we'll see Mon go through her pregnancy with Leda now. And I have long-standing thoughts about everything that goes into that, from my idea that Mon had a high level of anxiety during her pregnancy after losing Padme when she was pregnant, to the idea that Perrin tried to do better, but ultimately it was too much for him, to the idea that they fought even more when it was revealed that Mon was pregnant, because, you know, I don't think Perrin really ever wanted to be a father. I don't think Mon necessarily wanted to be a mother, and I feel like that causes a lot of strain in a marriage. I don't know, I'm not married, but I don't want kids, so I know it would cause a lot of strain in my relationship if I were to just get pregnant. I have a lot of thoughts, but maybe that's for another time. By the time of the second book, it's highly likely that Leda will have already arrived, though I think that does open up a couple of avenues specifically related to Mon and Bail's relationship with their children. 62 does say that one of the unused series titles may become a future book title. That has me intrigued. I'm always excited for Star Wars publishing stuff, so hit me with it. Take the book, hit me in the face. I will love it. Number 72 talks about the word ecumenopolis. I really hope I'm pronouncing that right. Ecumenopolis, yeah. Which is actually a word I learned from Return of the Jedi from a certain point of view in the story Steadfast Soldier by Adam Christopher. Yes, I did say 6 Steadfast Soldier reference every single time I see that word, and I won't apologize for it. And I shouldn't have to. That shouldn't be something expected of me. Number 74 is about how Mon tells a story about Chandrila during the Clone Wars, and something about sacrifice and all of that again. I'm not going to get into it. Again, I'm going to discuss that a lot more in depth later on. Stay tuned for that. Number 75 describes how both Bail and Mon were arrested in the days following the declaration of the Empire, and how they were treated very differently, and I have a lot of thoughts about that. It will either be going into my review or another video at a later date. Anyways, I think that was all I wanted to really tackle on the list. Again, if you haven't seen the list, you can find it on Editor Tom's Blue Sky account at Darth and Turners. It's a great list, and I enjoy the deeper insights into the book, especially because I'm looking so forward to it, in case that wasn't obvious with this whole series that I'm doing. Couple of housekeeping things before I go. Please reach out to me if you are in need of a Friday badge for Star Wars Celebration in Japan this year. My friend still has those available. My Mon Mothma panel is on Friday, the 18th of April from 4 to 5 on the fan stage. It's called, because I realized I never said this, Senator Rebel Chancellor, who is Mon Mothma. I'm very excited to present it to everyone who is able to make it. If you're not able to make it, one of my darling friends will be recording it, and I will be posting it to YouTube right here on the Mothma Net. Tomorrow is day 42, and we'll be talking about my Mon Mothma playlist. It's my countdown. I do whatever the fuck I want. You can't stop me. If you like this and want to be kept updated on the Mothma Net, please like this video and subscribe here. If you'd like to connect with us on social media, you can find us at Mothma Updates. Thank you, and the Force be with you.